By the end of this video, you'll have this canvas fully customized with your own client stories, your own images, and your own branding. This is part 2 of the Testimonial Portfolio Canvas tutorial. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, I'll link it below. It covers what the canvas does and why it works so well for client-facing websites. In this video, we're going straight into the Showit dashboard to customize everything from scratch. This design is made up of 4 separate canvases. The entire design has one unique share key, but you will need to import each canvas separately onto your selected page. If you are unsure of how to do this, I will link a video below which outlines the entire import process. Once you've added this design to your page, you will see it appear on the left-hand side of the screen. Like I said earlier, the design is made up of 4 canvases: Portfolio, Image Gallery 1, Image Gallery 2, and Image Gallery 3. Let's focus on the Portfolio canvas to begin with. This is the canvas where the project details are kept, such as the project description, client testimonial, etc. The first thing to understand is that the Portfolio canvas isn't just one view, it's 3, each one holding a different client story. In your Layers panel on the left, if you hover over the canvas title and click, it will reveal the contents of this canvas. You'll see 3 Canvas View folders. For convenience, I have labelled them Project 1, Project 2 and Project 3. Click each one to switch between them in the preview. Notice that the image mosaic stays consistent across all 3. It's only the text panel on the right that changes. The scroll-triggered switching is built in. I'll show you where that setting lives in a moment. The Portfolio canvas is currently set to a canvas height of 1 pixel. For convenience while we are editing, we are going to increase this to 900 pixels. This just makes it a lot easier to select the elements as we're working through the design. To edit the text, click directly on it in the preview and you'll see a blue outline appear around it. Double-click to enter editing mode, then highlight the existing text and replace it with your own. Keep in mind that if you have updated the font styles or sizes, this may affect how the design is appearing at first. You may need to go in and adjust the font size or line height depending on your selected type styles. Work through all 5 elements in each view. We'll start with the service title, labelling the type of work, then the tagline below that, which is a short punchy line capturing the essence of the service. Following that, we have a call to action button. You'll notice that each view has its own button. Click on it and then select Click Actions from the right-hand panel to update the link. If you're pointing all 3 buttons to the same page, like a general inquiry page or booking link, I would suggest moving one button element out of the canvas views. Moving it out of the view folders will mean that the button's style and link remains the same across every view. This prevents the need from having to update each button to the same link several times over. Alternatively, you could also send each one to a specific service page if your client offers distinct packages. In this case, each view would need to contain its own call to action button, and you would need to update the link in each canvas view. This is a small detail that can make a real difference to how visitors navigate the site. After that, we have a pull quote. Make sure the focus is on how they felt, not just what you delivered. Lastly, we have a client image and first name and initial. This keeps it personal without oversharing. You will notice that I have grouped the testimonial elements together for convenience. You can either leave these grouped or ungroup them depending on your preference. It won't make any difference to the overall design. To save time, I recommend updating the first canvas view with your selected fonts, layout and spacing, etc. on both desktop and mobile. Once you are ready to move on to the second canvas view, I want you to simply copy and paste your contents from Canvas View 1 into Canvas View 2 and Canvas View 3. This prevents you from having to update each view from scratch. It also means that all elements will be positioned exactly the same as you move through the views, which will provide a much better user experience. So same structure every time, you're just swapping the story. Before we move on, the last thing we're going to look at are the view transitions. This setting is optional, but I do think that adding this subtle effect makes the design look slightly more elevated and professional. So this transition setting is used to control how each canvas view change is displayed. I currently have this set to a relatively long fade transition, but you can increase the transition speed by decreasing the number of seconds the canvas view takes to change. I haven't added a delay because we want the transitions to happen as soon as the user reaches the selected canvas point. I'll explain more on this soon. And I've selected the fade transition type to keep this effect quite subtle. Alternatively, you could select a slide transition. I would be cautious to select any other transition types though. When it comes to animations, less is often more, and you could move from things looking high-end to amateur quite quickly if you try to add animations that are too out there. Now let's move on to updating the images. There are 3 canvases which contain the images, each one being for an individual project gallery. You can have as many galleries as you like, but be aware that you will need the same number of corresponding Canvas view folders within the portfolio canvas. To replace an image in the mosaic, click on it in the preview to select, then head to the image tab in the right-hand panel. You'll see a swap image button. Click that to open your media library. Here you'll be able to select an image you've already uploaded or drag in a new one from your computer. Alternatively, you can also double-click the image which automatically opens your Showit media library. Another thing to consider is that your image gallery doesn't necessarily have to use this layout. You can resize the images, switch up the orientations, or even add more images to the gallery to create more of an abstract, relaxed vibe. Each gallery canvas is set to just over 1,500 pixels. This can either be increased or reduced depending on your design preference. Keep in mind that we don't want the canvas views to switch too quickly between each gallery, so I probably wouldn't recommend making it any smaller than 750 pixels. This gives the user an adequate time to scroll. Now let's move on to the scroll settings. This is one of the most important settings that makes the whole canvas work, so it's worth knowing where it lives even if you don't touch this section when customizing. Okay, so we're going to click on the portfolio canvas and head across to the Canvas Settings tab in the right-hand panel. Here you can see the canvas name, slug stacking order, but what we're really interested in at the moment are the settings below that, where it has the canvas type, initial height, sticky settings and offset. Firstly, now that we've finished updating each project view, we're going to revert the portfolio canvas height back to the original height of 1 pixel. Next, we're going to select top on scroll for the sticky setting. This will allow the text to stick to the top of the screen as the user scrolls through the gallery. Because of this, we also want to make sure that stacking order is set to a number higher than the image gallery canvases. You can see that I have this canvas set to a stacking order of 5. If we quickly go back to 1, the image gallery canvases, you can see that I have them set a lower number, 0 in this case. You'll also want to make sure that any canvases positioned above the portfolio canvas are set to a higher stacking order so that the portfolio canvas doesn't layer over the top of them. Next, we want to select the first Image Gallery 1 canvas, and we're going to go down to the Scroll Actions tab. This is where the view switching behaviour is controlled. There's no need to worry about the other canvas settings like we did for the portfolio canvas, such as initial canvas height, sticky settings, etc., as they don't apply for this one. Each view is set to trigger at a specific scroll position, which is what causes the text panel to update as your visitor scrolls down. These settings are already configured correctly. You don't need to touch them, but understanding why they're there means you won't accidentally adjust them while you're editing, and you'll know exactly why each canvas behaves the way it does. So for the first image gallery canvas, the trigger is set to % from top at a 0% from top setting. When the canvas is at this point, the canvas will change views. As you can see, we have the action set to change canvas view, the canvas set to portfolio, and the canvas view set to project 1. Now don't panic if this seems a bit confusing. These specific settings really only apply if the user is moving back through the galleries towards the top again. Let's move on to the second image gallery canvas, where these settings will begin to make more sense. Okay, so now we'll select Image Gallery 2 canvas and click on Scroll Actions. Once again, the trigger is set to % from top, but this time the % from top setting is 20%. This means that when the top of the canvas is 20% from the top of the screen, the action will trigger. In this case, we have the action set to change canvas view for the portfolio canvas, and we want it to change to view 2. This will show the details of our second project. Now we're going to select Image Gallery 3 canvas. As you can see, the scroll actions are exactly the same, but we have the canvas view set to Project 3 within the Portfolio canvas. Like I mentioned earlier, if you wanted to add any more projects, all you would have to do is create an additional view within the Portfolio canvas and set the scroll actions to the corresponding view, view 4, 5, etc. So that's it, 3 views, 5 text elements per view, images you can swap in one click, and scroll settings doing the heavy lifting in the background. This is definitely one of the most effective canvases for turning a portfolio into a narrative, and it works for virtually any industry where the work creates a transformation. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you.